Welcome everyone to today's session where we are talking about technology and artificial intelligence, in short AI. Before I continue, let me just remind you that we have multiple language, and if you are using laptop, computer, there's a button, global, where there's like a map, global map, and when you select there, you will find a language that you can select. The same as when you are using a cell phone, there's a button says more, and when you click on the at the bottom, and when you click it, you will see language, and when you select there, you can also select the language you want to use. Now, just to giving introduction, what is AI? AI is like a smart computer that can help people. It can answer questions, recognize pictures, help with tasks, or talk to people like us, like me, like you. Um, how can AI help? So AI can help people with intellectual disability in many ways, such as assist with daily tasks, provide information and answers, helping with communication, um, making things more accessible. That is one of the tasks that AI does. Now, what are disadvantage of AI for people with intellectual disabilities? So the AI have its challenges when it comes to people with intellectual disabilities, such as it is not easy to use. Most of the AI are not designed for people with intellectual disability. AI may collect personal information without permission. The information is always not easy to understand, and it needs to ask it to put it in easy to understand. Not all information is correct, so it needs to be checked. Now, with that introduction, can I ask Anna to come in? Anna have two presentation. I will share one of the projects that they are doing at Plena, and then also we'll talk about the IA project that they did. Then we have Shirley from South Africa who has also experience on AI that is will share with us. So yeah, over to you, Anna.
Empezamos por el proyecto Mapa de Proyectos, liderados por personas con discapacidad en el mundo.
We start with a map of projects led by people with disabilities around the world. What is this map tool? It is a website with a map of the world. On this map, you can see real projects that have been carried out by people with intellectual disabilities, either alone or with their support. You can also upload your own project to share it with others. What is it for? So this tool is used to show what self-advocates can do, give ideas to other people, learn from what other people do, and also share experiences in a way that is easy and accessible. How does it work? You will see a large map on the screen. On that map, there are little dots with projects. If you click on one of those dots, you will see basic information about the project. If you want to know more, you can go to the page with all the details. You can also share a search for projects based on your interests. For example, a topic that can be employment, training, independent living, or language, continent, country, whether it is done by an individual or whether it's a project by an organization, these type of things. What if I want to upload my project? When someone uploads an experience, the team that edits the page reviews it first. If everything is well explained, the project is approved and published. It will then appear on the map and also on its own page. What does the project page contain? Each project will have its own page with the following information. Am I going too quickly?
No, está perfecto. Mira, Ana, también estoy
No,
compartiendo en
it's
la
okay.
pantalla
Anna, I'm also sharing
el
the
modelo que
screen
estamos
and the
trabajando.
model we're working on.
El mapa sería este.
This would be the map,
Y si nosotros pinchamos
and
sobre
if
un
we just
proyecto,
click on a
nos saldría
project,
cuál es
then
el proyecto.
we will
¿Veis?
have the
Lo
project on the
estamos
screen.
empezando a
We are
desarrollar, lo que Ana estaba
starting to
contando,
develop this, what Anna
pero
was
este sería un poco la
explaining,
idea,
but this is the
que
idea,
podamos ver
basically, that we can
situados en el
check the
mapa,
different
diferentes
projects on the
proyectos,
map.
como en este caso el que hemos
In
puesto
this
de fondo
case,
es el
for
de la
example,
plataforma.
is the one of the platform. So each project will have its own page with the following information: title and a main photo, basic information, topic, country, whether it's an individual or a project developed by an organization, then an explanation of the experience, documents, photos, or videos. Videos will be linked, for example, from YouTube and other similar experiences by topic, country, or continent. What languages will it be available in? The page will be in Spanish and in English, and we hope that later on it will also be in French and Portuguese. You will be able to choose the language, or the page will also detect your language directly and display it automatically. Why are we telling you all about this? Because we want to create two groups of self-advocates to help us test the map. First of all, people who speak English as their first language, and second group, people who speak French as their first language. Each group will meet twice online, once in July and once in August. At these meetings, we will test the tools and check that it is easy to use. Do you want to help? We would love to have you on board. If you would like to join one of these groups, please send an email to Natalia Perez. Natalia is our colleague. The email is in the chat. She's writing the email in the chat, so you can write to her. Your opinion is very, very important because this will help us create a better and more accessible tool for all self-advocates around the world. We are going to read a presentation now.
Vale, lo único que sí, pues muchas
Yeah.
gracias por contar esto, Ana.
Thank you so much, Anna, for telling us
Y si
all
alguien quiere
this.
anotarse
And
para
if
participar en el grupo,
somebody
puede
wants
mandarnos
to
un correo.
participate in the
En
group,
el
please
chat
send
está
me
la
an
dirección
email.
mía de
You have
correo
my
y nos puede decir si
email
le gustaría
address in
ayudarnos
the
a
chat,
intentar que el
and
mapa sea más
just let me
accesible.
know if you want to help us make the map more accessible.
¿Vale?
Please.
Quien se anime, nos
Do
lo puede
join
mandar
in.
por correo.
Whoever wants to
Así que
join
lo
in,
piensan,
they
¿no?
can
Y
just write to
besitos.
me.
Si quieres, Ana,
So you
seguimos
can
con
just
la
take
presentación.
a moment to think about it. Anna, you can continue.
Claro.
How can AI help people with disabilities?
artificial, perdón, debe estar pensada para las personas con y sin discapacidad intelectual.
AI
La inteligencia
is
artificial podría saber qué
thought
tipo
for
de
people
padecimiento
with
comprende.
and
Por ejemplo,
without
si nos cuesta leer, así podríamos
disabilities, and they
de
should
forma más
learn
sencilla.
how to
Por
see
ejemplo,
if we
darte una
can
orden
read or not. For example, read a recipe, explain a difficult word.
Sigo.
Should I
¿Paso?
continue?
Sí. Esta. ¿Qué riesgos tiene la IA?
What are the risks of AI? The main risks is that AI is not thought for people with intellectual disabilities. Another risk is that somebody might use your personal information to try and use the information against you or to trick you. And artificial intelligence should have security measures to try and avoid that. Another risk is that they don't give you much options. If you have less options, you will have less freedom. Some examples of AI for people with disabilities. Can I just say AI instead of artificial
Claro, puedes decir
intelligence?
lo que
Yes, of
mejor
course, you
quieras.
can say whatever you want.
Sabemos que cuando hablamos... Vale.
Remember that AI is artificial intelligence. So, for example, there are some apps that describe what you see, like seeing AI that tell you what there is in a photo, or also there's other programs that read texts like voiceover or talkback, and also other apps that let you know if you have any obstacles on your way. Some examples of AI for people with disabilities are apps that convert voice to text so that you can read what other people are saying, like automatic subtitles in YouTube videos, or they let you know if there are important sounds that you might need to hear, like a doorbell or an alarm. Some examples of AI for people with disabilities are also some other apps that help you to simplify text so that they are easier to understand, and also voice assistants that explain things step by step, like Alexa or Siri. Also, there are some programs that create pictograms.
Alexia is the name of a voice assistant. These are some examples. Alexa is a voice assistant. It has been created by Amazon. Alexa uses artificial intelligence to talk to you and help you about many things. You can ask her what's the weather like, or to play some music, or to remember an appointment. Now we're going to show a video about life
Vale, pero creo que tengo que dejar de
with
compartir y volver a
Alexa.
compartir, ¿vale?
For us in a meeting, Alexa played on us, cheated on us, because we knew that a colleague had Alexa and we were talking to her and we said, Alexa, play some music. And each time we would say that, the colleague couldn't speak.
Perdona, que hablando...
Alexa, buenos días.
Alexa, good morning.
Buenas. Aquí tienes tus
Good
próximos
morning.
recordatorios.
Here are your
Todos los días a las 2 de la tarde.
agenda
La pastilla de la
recalls,
mamá. Todos los días a las
medicine
5 de la tarde.
all every day,
Señorita,
Todos los
your
días a las 9
mom's
de la noche.
un
pill,
cafecito muy
Todos los
clarito.
días a las 8:15 de la mañana.
Aquí está
a
la
light
galleta.
coffee. Here it is,
Vamos a ver.
Todos
your
los días a las 9
biscuit.
de la
Empezamos con
mañana.
el rosario.
Let's see whether we start with the rosary.
Una
Entrevista
doce,
con
que es
Cruz
una
Roja.
coba.
Cada viernes
I came one day at the Red Cross to see how they could help me, and a volunteer came to me and told me that they had this program, Alexa, that could make things easier for me. And I say, well, let's do it. And then they started to teach us to use Alexa to talk with the family, with the Red Cross. I talk to them every day with Alexa, and every day I get some news, and we talk to almost the whole family. And then all appointments and agenda issues for 3 months, it's everything in her agenda. Hi, Christian. How are you? They suspended an appointment at the hospital. They canceled it, and I don't know how to talk to them. I want to talk to them and tell them if they have to warn the driver. No problem, don't worry. We'll do as you say. The Alexa project came as a pilot to the volunteers in order to implement for different users. The idea was for this technology to assist them at home so they could use the voice assistant. How are you feeling? Very well. Eugenia forced me to eat a yogurt every day because otherwise she gets mad. Now we are discussing what will we eat for lunch. Okay, I'll talk to the people you told me. Thank you. Greetings and take care. We implemented the Alexa project in different headquarters across Spain. Of course, this makes elderly people reducing their digital gap. I recommend you roast chicken with potatoes and the meals. All are programmed for the family. We don't have to say, what will we eat tomorrow? Parsley, garlic. Oh, we forgot potatoes. Wait a minute, I'm gonna find them and everything will be prepared. Because with Alexa, we do the daily shopping. We go to the supermarket and Alexa has written the list of everything we need for the whole week. It's like she would go shopping. I need the roast chicken recipe with potatoes. We will use chicken, middle potato, garlic. In the case of Eugenia and Alonso, it was great. Alonso has some vision problem. Eugenia is a little bit sick. So as a voluntary, you can see how a technology can have an impact in such an easy way, an impact on people's life. I'm gonna pick the fork to eat the chicken. We say good morning. Eugenia talks to her, but mostly I play jokes on her myself. Alexa, you wanna eat with us? I don't neither eat nor drink, but thank you for thinking about my best fit are Wikipedia entries. I ask her, do you love me? And she answers with a love song. Alexa, do you love me? Like my friend Orozco would say, I'm in love with every day of beginning again. Alexa is my second couple. Alexa, tell me a joke that makes me happy. Which is Dracula's horse? There is no voice. There's no audio. IA and cognitive accessibility. Should we go on, Anna? Alexa is cool. AI and cognitive accessibility. It's meant to make the world easier to understand. How do we use IA in order to have cognitive accessibility? For instance, easy read is a way of creating documents.
Espera un momento. Gracias. Siga adelante. Perdón.
Easy reading is a way of making documents that are easy to understand. You can also use it for web pages, video scripts, for instance. In easy reading, you have adaptation people that adapt difficult texts so they become easier to understand. Also validating people are people with understanding difficulties that test the text so they are easy to understand. Plena Inclusión and CECOG are testing several IAs in order to know whether they do easy reading properly. Some of these artificial intelligence apps are Chat GPT, Gemini, Atika, and simple conclusions. Artificial intelligence doesn't replace the work of cognitive accessibility teams. It can be useful as a support, as an aid to adaptation people, but they are still necessary in order to offer context, meet the patterns of easy reading, and reorganize information. We keep on a bet on validating people as an essential part of the process. And you, what do you think?
Si quieres, Ana,
If it's all right with you, Ana, we tell this Ateca project we've been talking about. That's the one we're using to adapt documents for easy reading. And then we pass the floor to Mark to help us with the discussion. Project of artificial intelligence for easy reading adaptation. What do we tell you today? We want to tell you about a new tool that uses artificial intelligence to help adapting text for easy reading. This tool is called Ateca and has been created in order to have more text that all people can understand. Who has created this tool? It has been created by two teams that have worked together. The CECOG, the Center for Cognitive Accessibility, also called the Office for Easy Things. It is a public body that was born in 2022 in Madrid. The Polytechnic University of Madrid, that's where it was born. They create technological tools that these two organizations have worked together to make this world easy to understand. What is cognitive accessibility? It means that things are understood more easily. For instance, that texts are written with simple words, that web pages or posters are clear, that instructions are explained step by step. Since 2022, cognitive accessibility is a right in Spain. It's something that you have to meet as a legal obligation. What is easy reading? Easy reading is a way of writing text so they are more easy to understand, easier to understand. The rules are clear, short sentences, simple words, clear explanations, a good organization of the text. There is an official norm that explains how to write easy reading text. It's the UNE norm. Ateca is a digital tool that analyzes text in Spanish and does two things: reviews the text and tells you which parts should be modified for them to be easily understood, and then suggests changes for that goal. It doesn't replace the adapting person, it only offers suggestions. Then the person decides whether to apply those changes or not. How does a text work? Imagine you have a text that you want to adapt to easy reading. With a text, you can copy the text into the tools, choose what things do you want to review, long sentences, difficult words. You click on it and it tells you whether it is okay, which parts could be difficult to understand. You can also ask for ideas in order to introduce changes into the text. Which things does Ateke analyze? How are you feeling? Are you feeling okay? Do you understand me? Can you understand me well?
Sí, genial, perfecto. Sigue y ahora mostramos la página web.
Now we're gonna Ateca reviews some things about easy readings, long sentences, difficult words, words like thing or issue, complicated, commas, or the passive sentences. If you use superlatives, the most important, the best, if you don't respect capital words, whether the sentences are not well organized, if you change the way of saying something and you are changing words, if you use the imperative form of the verbs of not very clear sentences. Ateca is a test, it's a pilot, it's still not totally finished yet. It can make mistakes or fail, but you can still use it. You can use it now, and with the help of users, it can be improved. So you should use it.
Sí, perdón.
As of now, it works only for Spanish, but in the future, they want to adapt it to Catalan, Galician, and Basque language, and also to other languages like German or English. Do you know why it is so important? Well, it helps to adaptation people to work better and quickly, that people with intellectual and development disability can understand things, that they respect our right to understand. One of the developers told that when she was little, she wouldn't understand text. School, she suffered a lot, but when she knew easy reading, her life changed. So she wants to help people understand what they read. Who can use a teca? Anybody wanting to adapt text for easy reading, you have to register to sign up at the web. They give you a user and a password. They have a help page where they would explain you how the tools works, what do green colors suggestion, red as error, and purple and as options, and so on. Lots of people are using it, although it is a pilot. Many people from Spain are using it, and also from Latin America and the US. Data show that thousands of people have used the tool. Many have reviewed texts, have offered suggestions that shows that there is an interest in improving accessibility. It's better than ChatGPT. It's specialized on easy reading. ChatGPT can help you, but it doesn't explain you why they make changes. Ateca does it, but still not for this version. Ateca follows the official norms of easy reading in Spain and has been created by different people and with participation with people with intellectual disability. We are telling you this because this tool can be very useful for adaptation people validating text, and self-advocates that are fighting for a right to understand. We think that we want technology to be on our side, and tools like Ateca should be instrumental for inclusion. Thanks a lot.
Ana, si quieres mostramos la
Then,
página
if
web, ¿te
you
parece?
like, Ada, Anna, we show the web page, the tool, this tool that Anna was telling us about. As you can see, you see the start screen with help options, and then we copy a text and copy and paste this text here on this box. Here we have the option for Ateca to make suggestions for adaptation of the text, and then this blue option for identifying violations of the easy reading norm. So we can select what we want Ateca to do: vocabulary, sentences, orthotypography. Can you enlarge it, Natalia? The screen.
Ahí. Vale.
Okay.
Entonces, lo podemos ir señalando, podemos elegir
So
una
you
o podemos
can
elegir todas. ¿Vale? Y
mark
Ateca nos
that
va a dar estas
one
dos
of all
posibilidades.
of them. Ateca offers
Luego
these
aquí
two
le damos a
options
identificar.
on
Este es el texto que
identification.
nosotros le pusimos a la herramienta.
This is the text
Y
we copied
tarda
and
un poquito, ¿vale?
we paste it on the tool. It takes a little while. And you
Hay que
have to
tener
be
paciencia.
patient.
Hasta acá. ¿Alguien tiene alguna duda de lo que
Does
está contando
anybody
Ana? ¿Alguien quiere
have
hacer
any
alguna
doubts?
pregunta?
Do you want to ask any question about this?
Yo tengo una pregunta.
I have a question myself.
I have a question. Do you have apps like this one in your countries? I don't know what they're called, but anyway, these kind of tools. Do you have similar tools? Do you use similar tools?
Mira, si quieres, le damos
Maybe
paso a Sherry, que ha
Sherry,
levantado la mano para que nos cuente.
go ahead. Over to you.
Thank you. Okay. Question 1. How can artificial intelligence help us in our daily lives?
And South Africa, they want to ask in South Africa if we have apps like this. And now you're going to explain to them what you have and what you use. And yes, there is an app in South Africa.
Okay, there is an app in South Africa. And I use ChatGPT when I plan my lessons at the school, where I assist the teacher to teach the young learners. The ChatGPT helps me to translate my lessons from Afrikaans to English. The children in my class speak Afrikaans and English. The children, I asked ChatGPT for pictures to use in my lessons, and they sent me very nice pictures, which I use to teach the children. ChatGPT asks me if they can make me a poster of the theme that we are doing in class, or if I would like Google Slides for a PowerPoint. If I teach the children about my family, they send me pictures to show me how I must handle the dogs in my class, so that I can illustrate to the children how to handle a baby or small child. They help me to explain the differences between people, like wearing glasses, like the clothing we wear. ChatGPT helps me with number understanding. I asked ChatGPT to help me teach the children maths by using dolls. ChatGPT showed me to use one doll and add two dolls, and then there are three dolls. They gave me many more practical ideas. I teach the learner's language, and ChatGPT helps me with ideas. I use a doll and then ask the learners what does the baby eat or need, and the children have to use language to answer me. We also discuss emotions the doll baby may have. Why does the baby cry? Because the baby is hungry. I also ask if the doll is big or small. Then I explain to them what makes the one doll big and the other small. ChatGPT gives me ideas to make the classes interesting. I also use ChatGPT when I don't know something, and then I get the answers. I have to communicate with ChatGPT. The possible ways we can use ChatGPT to be able to provide the lessons on the levels of the children. How can we make sure ChatGPT is accessible to all of us? We must help all people to be able to use ChatGPT by explaining to other people why we need it. Then we must get used to the app on their phones. Like you can look on the App Store on your phone. Then we must assist people to show them ideas that will work for them. How can artificial intelligent tools help people communicate better? In my case, the artificial intelligence helps me to translate my thoughts in English, which is not my home language. I still think in Afrikaans. Thank you so much.
There's somebody else that wants to participate, and I also want to say that, for example, I use ChatGPT and it does help me. For example, once I had to protest but I had to write like a complaint, a written complaint, and I asked ChatGPT to help me to write this complaint. And also, for example, I'm studying in high school, and because I'm not too good at Spanish language, it does help me to write things and to correct my texts. I write something and then I ask ChatGPT to make it more understandable and to correct it. And this is how I use ChatGPT. And now, Laura Ximena, you have the floor. Thank you, Anna. And please, Anna, can you repeat the question you said before? Yes, just a second. I wanted to ask you if you have similar tools that you use in your country, similar AI tools. For example, I have described ChatGPT and this other program that translate complicated text to easy reading. Ah, okay. Well, here in Colombia, what we use is that we adapt a text to the disability. So, for example, if they have a hearing disability, then they adapt the text to a different platform, as you were saying. But if you have a cognitive disability, then it adapts the text into easy reading. And there we use, for example, pictograms, images, this type of things that make the text more accessible so that children that have a disability, be it cognitive or whatever disability, they can read the text. Maybe they can even listen to the text because it is also read. That is how we use AI here. So we adapt the text depending on the disability.
Y Laura, ¿utilizan algún tipo de
Laura, do
tecnología
you
para
use
hacer
any
señas?
particular technology, any particular tool? Well, no, it's more, no, we adapt it. It depends on the disability. For example, if the people that need a certain type of, for example, if they need the text to be bigger, we adapt it and we make it bigger text. If they need to listen to the text, we adapt it. So it depending on the disability, we adapt the text. For example, if it's cognitive, we use pictograms, we change it to easy reading. So we change complicated words to more simpler words that are related to the text. That's what we do. I don't know if my colleagues, Juanjo, Davo, can also comment on what I said.
Está Juanjo también.
I think
Sí, es que lo que
Juanjo
pasa
is
es que también,
there
mira,
and
hace
Luis.
tiempo,
Okay.
antes
Yeah,
de,
well, the thing is that
tuvimos en el grupo de Empower tuvimos una
in the group
conversación
in
sobre el uso de
Empower, we
inteligencia
had
artificial
a
en
conversation
la
on the use
sociedad y
of
hablamos
AI
mucho sobre
in
qué
society, and we
aplicaciones
spoke a
usamos nosotros.
lot
Citamos
about
ejemplos,
the apps
ChatGPT,
that we
OpenAI,
wanted to
también está
use.
también
We used
Alexa y
ChatGPT,
también
Alexa,
Google también tiene
OpenAI,
Ari, que
and
es como
even
una
Google.
que es un sistema operativo que
We
recoge
use
información de varias páginas y de varias fuentes
also
informáticas para
Google.
buscarlas en un centro de información con referencia. A veces sirve y a veces
So
no. Y a veces
sometimes it's useful
yo
and
estoy un
sometimes
poco
it's not.
por ejemplo, como
I am not
Alexa,
too
haz
sure. I
algo,
use Alexa,
quiero que prendas la luz y
like
hace
for
que lo es
example,
un poco
put the light
porque
on,
también depende, uno
Alexa,
también tiene que
but this
depender
depends
del
on
esfuerzo humano porque
each
también
person.
he
But
escuchado que
I
cuando
think that I've also listened
introduces esas
that
aplicaciones se
when
reproducen ciertas órdenes, no todas las órdenes se fiolen, así que es algo
that these
que
apps
es
not always
como algo
work.
imperfecto,
It's something that is
pero
not
has de estar
perfect
atento
yet,
para
but you
dejar un
try
poquito
and
detallado. Bueno.
use them anyway and see how we can use them in a better way. Thank you. There is a noise, a background noise. I think Juanjo wants to say something.
Sí, claro.
Yes, yes. Well, I want to highlight something that my colleagues said, like Laura and Luis already said, and Davo, that, for example, in ChatGPT, I use it quite a lot. And in fact, I can say that, for example, when I'm going to do some kind of, I'm working on a project or I have to write something, I check with ChatGPT some things, obviously. At the beginning, they give me a very long paragraph, but if I tell them that they need to write it. Juanjo, your voice is breaking. Juanjo, can you hear me? Your voice is breaking and we can't hear you properly.
¿Podrías probar con
Maybe
quitar la cámara?
maybe you can turn off your camera.
O,
Maybe.
a ver ahora. Mira, a ver ahora.
Try now.
Listo. Lo que quiero comentar es que, bueno,
Okay,
con el
right.
programa
Yeah,
de
what I wanted
ChatGPT,
to say is
yo
that
lo he
with
estado usando muy
ChatGPT,
frecuentemente y
well, I have been
y
using
le
it
estaba
quite a lot,
haciendo
and
uso,
it
ya
has
sea
been quite
para, ya
useful
sea
in
para, puede
fact,
ser como por ejemplo,
I can
para
use it,
lo
for
que es,
example,
lo que yo hago es, ya sea algún trabajo o
I can
algún
use it
proyecto que
to
esté
write some
realizando
text or
y
for a
puede que
project I'm
al
working
momento
on. And maybe at the
¿cierto?
beginning, when
Pues
I
me va a
ask
mandar
my
pues
question, maybe they
un
answer a
texto largo,
very, very long
como lo
text,
mencionaba
as
la
Laura
Laura
Jimena was
Jimena, y
saying. And what I
lo que yo
do
hacía era,
is that
me daba como
I
la opción
ask the
de transformar
program
el
to
texto
transform the
a
text
lectura
to
al
easy
formato de lectura
reading.
fácil, pues
That is
así
what I
como
do,
que
so that
entiende, entiende mucho, ya uno entiende de lo que, de
once
la información
I understood
que le manda
how this
el
works,
programa de
then
ChatGPT.
I use it this way, and this is how it's useful.
Muchas gracias, Juanjo.
Thank you, Juanjo.
Creo que también
I
quería contar
think
algo
that Maria Camila also wanted to participate. Yes, or
Disculpa,
can you
aquí
mute if you're
aquí
not
recordar que
speaking?
también recordar que Corio no hay aplicaciones y todo eso muy
Well,
así, muy desarrolladas,
over
pero ahí
here there are
estamos
no
en algunas
apps,
cosas de accesibilidad,
but
como
we're
unas
working
cosas
on
así como
different
se tiene en
things.
la
For
página web
example,
por allá. Me parece muy chévere esa página web, me interesa mucho aprender a manejarla.
I would
Pero
love to
sería
learn
bueno
how
que
those web
tuviera
pages you
una
said
capacitación de
work.
ustedes para uno saber manejar bien
But here,
esas
many
páginas
people
web
don't
que nos
know how to
facilitan todo.
work
Hay algunas
and
cosas de
use those
inteligencia
web
artificial aquí
pages you were
que
talking
nos
about, and
ha
this would be really
facilitado, como
useful for
dijeron mis
us.
compañeros
There are
anteriores.
some things
Gracias.
that, yeah, indeed have facilitated our work, as my colleagues also
Muchas
said.
gracias, María
Thank you.
Camila.
Thank you, Maria
No
Camila.
sé si hay alguien más a quien
Is
le
there
gustaría contar
anybody
cómo
else that
utilizan la
wants
inteligencia
to tell us how they
artificial,
use AI,
cómo trabajan con ella, si
how
usan alguna
they
herramienta
work,
como
if they use a
ChatGPT?
particular tool such as ChatGPT? Can I speak?
Claro.
Yes, of course. Well, I use ChatGPT because I study in an art school, and this year my teacher gave some homework and he didn't adapt the homework for me. So what I did is I put those texts in ChatGPT so that ChatGPT explained to me the texts. That is what I did. But now, for example, in Spain, in many, many high schools and in many universities, they have like a program that checks out if you did your homework with ChatGPT, and they sanction you.
Y se está usando mucho
Yes, indeed.
ahora la herramienta
The tool is
de ChatGPT también
very, very
en la
widely used
educación.
in
Hay siempre que
education.
ver si nos permiten
So
usarla o no.
we always have to ask them if it is permitted. For example, yeah, of course, I use it because sometimes they tell me I have to write an essay and I write it, and then I ask ChatGPT to give me some suggestions to improve it, to help me.
Está fenomenal. ¿Alguien más
Yeah, that's
quiere
wonderful.
contarnos
Does
algo sobre
anybody
cómo
else
usan
want
estas
to
herramientas?
share how
¿O
they
cómo
use these tools?
cómo cree que estas herramientas podrían ayudarnos, ¿no? Mark, no sé si quieres recordarnos un poco las preguntas que habíamos
Mark,
pensado.
you want to repeat the questions that we have thought? I have a friend that has a disability and
a unos aparatos.
at home it has a connection to some devices.
Puede ser Alex, no me acuerdo cuál. O
Uh,
Alexa, puede ser,
I
no me
don't know
acuerdo.
whether it is Alexa or other,
Y le abre las persianas.
and they would
Que se
open
encienda la luz a una hora
the
y se
stores
enciende. O en
or
invierno
to
cuando es
switch
mucho
on the
frío,
light at a
les dice
certain
que le
hour,
encienda la
or
calefacción
in
y cuando
winter
llega
when
ya
it's
tiene la casa
cold
caliente.
to start the heating, so when he comes
Eso
home
está fenomenal, ¿a que
the
sí?
house is warm. That's great, right?
Lo malo es que si hay apagón,
The bad
no
thing is
podemos
that if
utilizar
there is a
nada.
blackout, we cannot use
También.
anything because of lack
Mira,
of
Laura, ¿querías
electricity.
comentar algo?
Laura, you want to say
Sí,
something?
señora. Bueno,
Yes,
de lo que yo pienso, la
I
inteligencia
think that
artificial es algo,
AI
es algo bueno para las personas en condición de
is good
discapacidad,
for
¿sabes?
people with
Porque nos
disability
permite
because it allows us
tener un
to
poquito
have
de esa vida, digamos, más accesible,
more
depende del
access
contexto, ¿no? De lo que podamos entender. Y
depending
pues
on the
gracias a estas
context
aplicaciones
of
que
what we
ustedes
can understood, and
han
thanks to those
dicho,
apps
pues
you've been talking about,
lo que pienso es que
I think
eso puede
that
ayudar
that can help
independientemente de cuál sea la
regardless of
discapacidad.
the
Uno esa
disability you
inteligencia
have.
artificial
That
les puede
AI
estar ayudando tanto
can help
auditivamente como
you
visual, pero
about
también
audition
como
visually,
cognitivamente.
but also
Entonces, eso
cognitively.
es lo que quería como mencionar.
That's what I wanted to
Y
mention.
pues nos puede ayudar
And it
a
also can
tener más
help us
accesibilidad
to
para
have more
ciertas
access
cosas,
for
como
certain
por ejemplo
things,
la
like
movilidad en un
mobility in
transporte,
transportation,
a un lugar, a una dirección más
uh,
fácil.
to get more easily to an address, for instance.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
¿Alguien más
Anybody else
gustaría
would like to
comentar algo sobre estas preguntas? Mira,
comment anything
¿cómo
about
podría
these
la
questions?
inteligencia artificial
These are the
ayudar a las
questions.
personas
How
autogestores
could
en
AI
nuestro día a
help
día?
set advocates in our
¿Cómo
daily
podemos
lives?
asegurarnos
How
que la
can we make
inteligencia
sure
artificial
that
es
AI is
accesible y justa
accessible
para
and
nosotros?
fair to us?
¿Puede la inteligencia
Can
artificial
AI tools
ayudar a las
help people
personas
with
con
intellectual
discapacidad intelectual a
disabilities
comunicarse mejor?
communicate better?
Y una pregunta,
I have a
Natalia.
question,
Nosotros
Natalia.
más adelante, ¿te imaginas que
Uh,
vamos a un congreso
Well,
y
in
no
the
hablamos
future, for
el idioma?
instance, at
Puede
the
haber
Congress, if
una
we don't
inteligencia
speak
artificial
foreign
que
languages,
ya nos
may
traduzca.
have,
Pues yo
may
creo
we
que se está
have
intentando trabajar sobre eso
some
también.
AI that help
Es una
translating.
buena idea, que sí.
Is a good idea
Comunicarnos entre nosotros.
to communicate
En la
among us
comunicación, cuando hay congresos y
when there
demás,
are congresses.
aunque vosotros nos traduzcáis, pero
Although
por
you
ejemplo, si
translate for us,
queremos,
but for
vosotros
instance, if
estáis,
you,
si yo me quiero hablar, por
I
ejemplo,
want
yo
to,
en un congreso tenía una compañera que se llama
at
Eli,
the
y era
Congress, I
rumana,
had a colleague
y
from
porque nos
Romania.
entendíamos con nuestros propios símbolos, pero
We would
molaría
understand each other with our
que
own
alguna
symbols, but
herramienta
it'd
que
be
nos
great that
ayudara,
some
pudiéramos comunicarnos
tool
sin
would
tener que
help
tener
us
como
to
un
communicate
intérprete,
without
porque hay
interpreters,
algunas cosas que a lo mejor
because
quieres hablar
some
más
things
intimidad con
are
alguien
more
con la persona y
intimate.
no
You
se
want to
puede.
talk with the person, and well, you
Claro,
can't do it.
eso está muy bien.
Yeah, that's
Mira,
great.
Juanjo,
Juanjo?
Claro que sí, bueno, yo pienso que la herramienta
Yes, I think that
de la inteligencia artificial,
the
yo
tools of
pienso que
AI
puede ser como una buena alternativa como parte de
could
tener
be a good
una muy
alternative.
buena comunicación, ¿cierto? Pero también nos sirve para hacer cosas básicas,
It's useful also for
como por
basic
ejemplo
things
lo
like
que acabaste de mencionar
what
ahorita, Ana,
Anna has just
de los
said about
congresos y de
congresses
los
and
encuentros
meetings.
que se presente o algún evento.
or any
Creo que
events,
también
it
nos
also
puede
can help
facilitar
us
mucho, ¿no?
a
Porque
lot
también uno puede
because
poner como recordatorio,
it's
poner
also
como
for
programas
remind
recordatorios
us
de algún
of
de
any
algún evento en especial, por
special
ejemplo,
event,
alguna
a
charla o
talk,
alguna
a conference,
exponencia
uh,
o una
any
ponencia, por
public
ejemplo, pues
panel, for
podría ser
instance.
como la opción que uno puede como facilitar las cosas,
It
¿no?
can make things easier about that matter.
También.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We are still on the first question. How can AI help civil advocacy nowadays, right? Anyone? Anyone? What about the second question? How can we make sure AI is accessible and fair to us?
Natalia.
Dime.
Yes, Raúl.
Está en inglés.
It's in
Sí,
English.
las está leyendo Mark y
Yeah,
recuerda que con la traducción,
but you also have
seleccionando la
translation,
traducción,
Anna.
cuando
You
Mark
can
la lee,
select
nos va a
translation.
traducir al español.
Ah, vale, gracias.
¿Vale? Pero es cómo podemos asegurarnos de que la inteligencia artificial es
How
accesible y
can
justa con
AI?
nosotros.
How can we make sure AI is accessible and fair to us? That's the second question.
Laura quiere hablar.
Laura wants to talk.
Gracias, Ana.
Thank you,
Estoy
Anna.
totalmente de acuerdo
I
con la segunda pregunta,
totally agree with
porque
the
pues eso
second
nos
question because
brinda
that
la utilidad
offers
de la
us the
inteligencia
chance to
artificial, ¿no?
use
Eso es lo bueno, que
AI.
podemos
That's the good.
utilizar todos
We can
independientemente de cuál sea la
use it
condición de
all,
discapacidad, o pueda que
regardless
no
of your
tengamos una
condition of
condición de discapacidad,
disability,
sino que
or
pues eso también nos
even if you don't
funciona
have any disability,
para
because
poder,
it's
para
instrumental
que pueda que la vida sea un poquito, o bueno, de los detalles que tiene la vida, un
for
poquito
some
más,
details of life,
¿cómo les puedo
to
decir? Como tan sutiles,
subtle
y los
details in
podemos
life.
reducir
We
con
can simplify
poder
them
entender con la
and
inteligencia
understand
artificial, ¿no?
them with
Eso es lo
the help
chévere
of
de la inteligencia
AI.
artificial, que la
That's
podemos
the
utilizar
cool thing about
absolutamente
AI, that
todos.
everybody can use it.
Y que no hay ningún manual
And there is
para
no
seguir, sino que pues
textbook to
uno
use it, but
entiende
you
lo que la inteligencia artificial
understand
le quiere saber a uno.
what the AI wants you to
¿Puedes
make
volver a
understood.
repetir la pregunta?
Can you please repeat the question?
Sí.
Yes. Perer.
The
Marc,
second
¿puedes
second
repetir la
question.
pregunta?
The second question.
Chicota.
La pregunta es, ¿cómo podemos hacer que la inteligencia
The
artificial sea
question is,
accesible
how
y
can we
justa
make
para nosotros?
sure AI is
Mira, Horacio,
accessible and fair
¿quieres
to
contarnos
us?
algo?
Horacio, you want to say something?
Sí, pues que sea accesible y justo, por
Yes, it
ejemplo,
should be
pues
accessible and
con
fair.
la inteligencia artificial pues va mejorando
AI
con el paso del tiempo, pero
improves
también tenemos que tener en cuenta que
in
tenemos que tener
time,
buenas
but
redes
we
y
have to
cobertura para
realize that
poder
we need
utilizar
a
la
good
inteligencia artificial, porque
internet
sin datos
connection,
móviles, sin internet,
because with
pues no funciona la inteligencia
data,
artificial.
mobile data, without
Entonces,
the
no sé si en el
internet, it
futuro
doesn't
habrá alguna
work.
manera
I
de
don't
que
know
la
whether in the
inteligencia artificial
future there will be
funcione sin red,
some way
que
for AI
probablemente en un futuro lo haya, pero ahora en este
to
momento
work without
dependemos para su
network
utilización de
connection,
tener una red
but
con buena
now we
cobertura,
depend
o sea,
on a
internet.
good internet connection if we want to
Con la
use it.
red y con la IA
And
y
with
accesibilidad, Natalia,
AI and accessibility, Natalia, it would be great. For instance, in the court or at the police station, even if you are by our side, it can make things more accessible to us. Because the other day, for instance, when I had to call the police, it wasn't accessible because a robot would tell you click 2 or click 1. I wouldn't
¿Cómo creen que
know
podemos hacer
what
para
button to
participar y
press.
decir que eso no es
And
accesible?
what do you think we can do in order to
Podemos
participate
hacer
and say
recomendaciones.
that that's not accessible, to offer recommendations and advice? Yes, we can do some recommendation in order for it to be more accessible.
Claro, probar las
Sure,
herramientas.
to
Just
try the tools,
one,
to test the
just
tools.
quick one. Natalia, I've sent you the slides. My laptop is gone off because of the power. So I'll join with my phone. So I'll send you the slides to share the screen.
Sí. Dile, Mark, dile a Alexa que te lo encienda.
Yeah, right away, Mark is going to do.
¿Puedo?
May I speak?
One more thing. Can you share the presentation you start from the beginning, please?
Sí, espera. Un momento.
Yes.
One moment, please.
Desde el comienzo de la presentación.
From the very beginning.
This one. Y la de Plena, la que presentó Anita.
And also Anita's presentation. We're going to send it to you later if you want.
Después te las mandamos.
Yeah, we're going to send it to you, Luis.
Muy bien, gracias.
Pues aquí las tenemos, Mark. ¿Te parece si pasamos a la
So
última
there you
pregunta?
have
Si
it.
alguien
So
quiere
Mark,
aportar
let's go to
sobre
the
cómo podemos,
last
cómo
question
la inteligencia
to
artificial puede
see if
ayudar a las personas con discapacidad
everybody
a comunicarse mejor.
wants to say something about how AI can help people with intellectual disabilities communicate better.
Yo ya sé cómo puede ayudar.
And know how it can help.
¿Cómo?
How?
Por ejemplo,
For instance,
hay personas que
there are
tienen,
people
que tienen problemas
that have
al hablar.
trouble
Por ejemplo,
while speaking or
cuando me, ¿cómo se llama? Cuando me quedo, cuando tartamudeo.
when I stutter
O
or
cuando hay alguna persona que le
when
cueste hablar, pues
somebody's talking to me with difficulty or you can write it on advance, write it down, so AI can help you communicate if you have any doubts. If they don't understand you when you're talking, you write it to the AI and AI can express what you mean on your behalf. Is it clear? You're talking about people with support needs. They have difficulty to speak. They have already a PDA. They look on the letters to form a word. Also, for people that have had traffic incidents, that had difficulty of speaking, and the machine would speak up what they have written on the machine.
Juanjo, ¿querías decir algo?
Juanjo, you want to say something?
Claro que sí.
Yes, I
Comentar también
would like
respecto a
to comment
respecto a la
also
última pregunta
about the last question.
también que cuando si
I would say that if the person has speech difficulties,
se
or not a good
puede aprovechar
pronunciation,
como para dar uso a esta
you
herramienta,
can
porque así
use
uno puede
AI as
como
a tool.
uno puede como entender bien, y que de esa forma también uno
So you
puede
can
también
be understood
tener la opción
properly
de tener una
and
mejor
also
autoescucha.
have
Porque,
the
por
option of
ejemplo,
having a
si la
better
película, si
self-listen.
alguna película
Because, for
en inglés que
instance,
tenga
you are
pues los
watching a
subtítulos,
film
uno
in
también puede
English and
tener
you're reading
como
subtitles,
una muy buena comprensión con la película,
you can
cuenta lo
understand
de,
better the
teniendo en
film
cuenta la traducción,
thanks to the
como
translation.
lo que uno se pone para poder entender bien a la película, ¿no? Pues para tener una muy buena
You
comprensión.
use the subtitles to have
Eso
a
es lo que
better
yo pienso.
understanding of the film. That's what I think.
Muchas gracias, Juanjo.
Thank you, Juanjo.
Y Natalia, yo conozco el caso
Natalia,
de un
I
chico que no
know the
puede
case
hablar
of one
porque le
guy,
tuvieron que
one
operar de la garganta
kid that
y
cannot
tiene como
speak
un
because he
ordenador
had a
con una
throat
manzanita
operation.
en
So
la
he has a
que y
computer
decirla
with a
para
little
arriba, no puede
apple.
tampoco mover
He cannot
de
move
cintura
from
para, a
waist.
ver, ¿cómo explicar? Solo puede mover la
He
cabeza
just can move his head.
y con la tiene como una manzanita en la
So he
barbilla,
has a little
entonces va
apple
moviendo la flecha como si fuera el gato,
under his chin.
así.
So he
Qué
moves
chulo.
his
Va
chins
moviendo
around
la
like a
flecha
little
así,
cat,
como si fuera el gatón. Entonces él
like
se
it is a
comunica a través
mouse,
de la
and he
tablet y
communicates
va
through the
escribiendo,
tablet
la
and
tablet va hablando por él.
writes, and the tablet speaks
Está muy bien.
on his behalf.
Son herramientas de inteligencia
It's
artificial
great.
que nos
Those
permiten
are
comunicarnos un
AI
poco
tools
mejor.
that help us communicate better.
Y salió que aquí en
And
España hay un hospital
they said that in Spain there is a hospital
mucha más libertad gracias a la
in
inteligencia
Toledo for
artificial. La gente.
people with physical disability
Esto
that cannot
nos enseña que la inteligencia
use
puede
their
ser muy útil
legs
para las personas.
Sí,
or
puede
arms. They use AI for people. For instance, at this hospital,
lo que hacía el señor como Alexa con la
they
inteligencia
use they have an AI like Alexa, like we saw in the video. They would tell them they should go to rehab exercises.
esa máquina les explica
The machine
lo que tienen que
explains
hacer
them how
y
they
así
have to do it,
tienen que
do the
depender siempre del
exercise,
monitor.
so they are not totally dependent on a
Está muy bien. Porque los ayuda cuando no
support
tienen
person.
profesionales por
Yeah,
ahí.
they help when the professionals are not around, right?
¿Alguien más le gustaría comentar algo?
Anybody else would like to say something?
En los congresos,
Now,
bueno, contamos con las personas de apoyo.
at the congresses, we count up support people, but can you imagine at a congress to try a congress with the help only of AI, not support people? Well, it would be complicated. We should try it. But for instance, to test for an hour, for instance, only with AI, to test at some congress with AI.
Podría ser.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
Tenemos que proponerlo.
We have to propose
Proponérselo
it
a Mark para este
to
congreso de
Mark
septiembre.
for the September Congress.
Yeah.
Mark, we're going to propose that to
Yes.
you. Your
Come
country is
again to
very
the
big.
come again on the proposal. Sorry, my internet was breaking. Come again.
Yeah, the
Dice
proposal.
Ana que podemos incluir a lo
Anna
mejor la
says that we
inteligencia
could
artificial en el congreso
propose something about using
de septiembre.
AI for the September Congress.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll take that and I'll share it with the organizers and see how we can go around about that.
Incluso que nos hagan que nosotros
Also, maybe I don't know how to explain it, but for example,
Os pongo un ejemplo, pero por eso te lo explico, Natalia. Yo, por ejemplo, cuando una página no
maybe when
yo testé la página de Plena Inclusión.
I tested Plena Inclusion's web page to see if it was easy. Yeah, you validated it. Yeah, indeed. That's what I did. For example, what we could do is to see the texts of the Congress through AI, maybe to test, just as a test. And that, for example, it would be good if you could assist to the Congress through AI, but of course we prefer you to be in person, but yes, AI, for example, in the mobile phone, you have a GPS, that's AI. But AI can also help you to tell you what's the best route or what transport you should use to get there faster. It can also tell you which is the most economic transport that you might want to use. Yes, it can be useful indeed. Yes, well, if we don't have any more questions, maybe Mark, we can see the next slide.
Okay. So thank you. Now, on the next session, next month, we will talk about the LGBTQ plus and intellectual disability. So we will talk about people with intellectual disabilities have the right to be in loving relationship with people they choose. This includes the LGBTQ plus relationship. Many LGBTQ plus people with intellectual disability face extra barriers in dating and being part of LGBTQ plus communities. In this meeting, we will hear from several advocates who have worked on LGBTQ plus projects, such as friendships groups. We will talk about how we can support one another to overcome barriers to be included. That is for our next meeting next month. Next slide. So with that, thank you very much, and thank you everyone for joining. I hope we have learned a lot on IA, and I believe the conversation will still continue as we are in terms of technology, and most of the people are using AI. So this is something that we'll keep on using. Once again, thank you very much.
I also want to thank you. And I have a question, Natalia, before we all go. What do LGBTQ plus mean? Do you know what all the letters mean? Does everybody know what it means? Do you all understand it? More or less, says Juanjo. For example, L is lesbian. Is that true? Is that right? Yes, that's right. G is gay, but what's Q? Queer, it's queer. Okay. It's lesbian, gay, trans, queer, and many other people with different gender diversity. That's the plus. Ah, okay.
Y muchas gracias a
So
todos.
thank you so much, everyone,
Nos vemos la próxima sesión.
and see you next
Foto
session.
antes de irnos, porfa.
And let's take a pic before we leave.
Quien quiera foto
Let's
como
take a
siempre,
photo.
para recuerdo.
Please, if you want to take a photo.
Nos ponemos las cámaras si quieren.
Maybe we can put our cameras on.
Y los
Then
intérpretes
Also the
también pueden
interpreters.
poner la cámara si queréis.
Okay.
Que también, y que no sois
Hmm.
IA.
You're not AI, so come on.
Muy bien. Pues muchas
Okay,
gracias.
that's great.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Bye bye.
thank you, bye.
Bye bye.
Cuidado.